Doctor Who Season 14, Episode 1, Space Babies, includes Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor referencing an 11th Doctor story that involved a crossover with another huge sci-fi franchise, and his comment essentially confirms the event is now canon. Doctor Who isn't a saga that's limited to the TV show. There are countless audio dramas, novels, video games, and comics that all contribute to the Doctor Who continuity. The sheer amount of media available within the franchise creates a sprawling timeline of the Doctor's life that can be difficult to track. However, one arc from Matt Smith's 11th Doctor sticks out. Some of the greatest Doctor Who stories of all time happen off-screen, and they can be enjoyed in isolation from the main show. While the Doctor Who Season 14 cast is unlikely to include any characters from outside the franchise, that doesn't mean certain events can't be referenced, as proven in Space Babies. The tease from Gatwa's Doctor may seem like a fun comment to those unaware of Doctor Who's huge sci-fi crossover, but those familiar with the event will appreciate the coy nod. Doctor Who Star Trek crossover explained. Assimilation Superscript 2 saw the Cybermen join forces with the Borg. The world of Doctor Who collided with Star Trek, The Next Generation in a run of comic books by IDW Publishing in 2012. The pages of the crossover saga, titled Assimilation Superscript 2, pronounced Assimilated Squared, focused on the 11th Doctor, Amy Pond, and Rory Williams interacting with the Star Trek, The Next Generation cast. The story follows Doctor Who's Cybermen teaming up with the Borg from the Star Trek universe, a collaboration that inspired the story's title. The comic run creatively integrated the two franchises and even explored different eras of each show. While 11 is the main Doctor featured in the story, the comic's flashback sequences also show Tom Baker's 4th Doctor interacting with the cast of Star Trek, the original series. The comics were illustrated by artist J.K. Woodward, who had previously worked on other Star Trek projects. Assimilation Superscript 2 was written by the trio of Scott Tipton, David Tipton, and Tony Lee, the latter of whom worked on Doctor Who comics before and after the Star Trek, The Next Generation crossover. Doctor Who Season 14, Episode 1 hints 11th Star Trek crossover is fully canon. We'll have to visit them one day, implies 15 knows how to return to the Star Trek universe. Assimilation Superscript 2 has long been considered a standalone adventure with no bearing on the respective canons of either Doctor Who or Star Trek, The Next Generation. In other words, it can exist whether or not the story is considered to have actually happened within a shared continuity. However, Ruby mentioned Star Trek in Space Babies when mentioning the concept of a matter transporter. 15 smiles knowingly and replies, "We'll have to visit them one day." Assimilation Superscript 2 may seem like a bizarre story to be integrated into the show's main continuity, but Doctor Who's new, everything is canon approach supports the addition.